Terence Flanagan.
And as you're aware, Minister, there's huge pressures on Beaumont Hospital, particularly at this time of the year. And if there was an immediate progress made on these primary care centres, it certainly would take a lot of pressure off the hospital. So just for an update, please, Minister.
I'd like to thank the Deputy for raising the issue. The development of primary care remains central to the Government's objective to deliver a high-quality, integrated and cost-effective healthcare service at community level. This involves shifting the balance of care from a hospital-centred service to one located in the community, enabling people to easily access a broad spectrum of services at local level. Development of primary care centres has been done through a combination of direct build by the state, through public-private partnerships and by way of operational lease. The facilities will house GPs and community nursing teams and will offer additional services including physiotherapy, social work, counselling and occupational therapy. Coolock Darndale Primary Care Centre is one of 14 locations to be delivered under a single PPP project. Following a detailed tender evaluation process, the National Development Finance Agency announced the Prime Balford Beatty Consortium as the preferred tender in May 2015, subject to successful completion of financial and contractual arrangements. It is expected that construction work will commence in early 2016, and it is expected that the primary care centres, including Coolock Darndale, will be delivered during 2017. In relation to the proposed primary care centre at Edenmore, the HSE proposes to use the operational lease mechanism. In November 2014, the HSE sought expressions of interest from interested parties for primary care centres to be delivered using the operational lease mechanism. Edenmore was one of those 73 locations advertised, and expressions of interest were received for this location. Following the third stage selection process, heads of terms have recently been agreed with the selected provider. In line with the normal property approval protocol of the HSE, this will be submitted to the HSE Property Review Group for approval. In conclusion, a major programme to develop primary care centres has been considerably advanced, and I look forward to the period ahead to further developments, including Coolock, Darndale and Edenmore. I hope this is of help to the Deputy.
Deputy Flanagan.
Thank you, and just to thank the Minister for the response. Just in relation to Edenmore, when do you expect that to actually come on stream? I know you mentioned specifically construction for the Coolock Darndale, that will be delivered in early 2017, but just regarding Edenmore and to ask what level of review has been done in primary care centres that actually have come on stream, and in relation to, I suppose, the functions that they're carrying out, are they working well? Is there any plans to take more pressures off hospitals directly? And just regarding, I suppose, your original plan, what percent of that has actually been delivered from what you originally said you were going to deliver and what you actually have delivered at this stage? And I suppose, Minister, the whole issue of Beaumont Hospital and the fact that the INMO are working to rule on the 16th of December is very frightening, really, that they're hugely understaffed up there at the hospital. They are doing great work. But if you can deliver these primary care centres, you certainly will take a lot of pressure off the hospital.
There are other deputies here with questions waiting. Thank you.
Could I say, Ciancórla, that the amount of primary care centres being built is actually ahead of profile. It's working extremely well. Because we are proposing to build Edenmore under an operational lease, that has to go through a process as well. Primary care centres are not just about buildings, it's about ensuring that the GPs in a certain area are prepared to cooperate and avail of the facility. And then, and only then, will the other services start to be provided in that centre. So it's not just about the building, it's not just build it and they will come. A lot of preparatory work has to be done in advance of that. And there are some areas where, for instance, that cooperation is not available. For instance, where GPs have already formed a cooperative themselves and have put substantial monies into their own practice. So, it's not just about the building, but they are progressing and are actually ahead of profile.
Thank you.
Very much to welcome that, but there's the whole issue of Beaumont Hospital, which is, I suppose, directly related in the same catchment area, and there are 45 nursing vacancies there across 14 units. I know it's an issue that was already picked up this morning, but just what are you doing, Minister, in ensuring that those vacancies are actually filled in a timely manner? I mean, the INMO are saying that beds are going to have to be closed because of the shortage of staff up there and the severe pressure that staff are working on, and that should be has to be appreciated. But just, Minister, if you can, ensure that these two primary care centres are rolled out in a very timely manner, please.
Brief, Ceann Comhairle. I suppose that the only way that hospitals are going to have sort of any bit of a respite from that sort of people needing to be in there, for instance, in relation to various chronic illnesses, that is going to be rolled out in the primary care centres. That should give us some bit of breathing space. Minor surgeries are now going to be done in primary care, much more next year than this year. 20 this year, 80 next year, the proposal is. But could I say to you in relation to vacancies, either nurses or junior doctors or consultants, you're always going to have a level of vacancy. But the difficulty we have is in attracting people into the system. Once again, we did have to reduce the amount of people we're employing. I think everyone knows why. The economy had collapsed. But we are trying to reverse that trend. But there is always going to be that level of vacancies within acute units and within hospitals. People who qualify like to travel. We are hoping that after that travel bug is out of their system, that they will come home and that they will see Ireland as an attractive place to work.
Question.